What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Rest Hold Podcast. As promised, dropping extra content for you guys. And we're going to go ahead and get right into it. Tanner, explain the exercise.
So, the conversation has been long, talked about by many. But today, we're going to determine who's the best WWE wrestler of all time. I want to do this a little differently, but unfortunately, this is what we have to work with. So we have our little bracket set up.
Yep.
It's been totally randomized. There are some interesting ones in there. Because after you get like the top 15, it gets a little bit...
It's a little fishy.
The field gets a little wider. So I threw in some interesting ones. There's some thought-provoking ones. So we'll see what happens here.
All right. Let's do it.
Let's get right into it.
Round one.
For round one matchups, we have Edge and Randy Savage.
So,
Starting off hot.
there's going to be some purists out here that get mad at this one and say Savage was, the greatest. Savage did X, Y, and Z. And he did all of those things. I'm still going with Edge.
Yeah, I think it's Edge. 12-time champ, multi-time Royal Rumble winner.
Still
one of the
doing
greatest
it.
tag rivalries of all time.
Still performing at such a high level.
Yeah. I mean, of course, Savage is a
I'm
classic character.
Not taking anything away from him, but this is probably two top 15 guys facing off in the first round.
I think criteria I'm going to be looking at here is titles, overall character work, overall in-ring ability, and then draw would be probably in that order.
And with that criteria, they're almost neck and neck except for titles.
That's why I think titles really puts it
So
on
I
the
think
top.
Edge gets the nod.
I agree.
All right.
Yeah, I don't care if there's no score. Dude, really? All right, come on, man. Apologies to the crowd. Edge has to have a 1, otherwise he gets mad. Chris Jericho and the Ultimate Warrior.
This is no factor for me. This is Chris Jericho.
Yeah, I think it's an easy Chris
It's
Jericho.
Chris Jericho. Again,
Keep in mind, only WWE.
Yeah.
And only counting WWE things.
Yeah.
So like Jericho's time in AEW, New Japan, whatever, doesn't count.
Doesn't factor this
So
at
don't
all.
get mad that Okada's not on here,
Yeah.
or Kenny's not on here. We understand that those guys are nuts.
Yeah.
This WWE.
We're going Jericho.
We're still going to go Jericho.
This one's easy.
Yeah, it's an easy one. Some of them are going to be cool. Some of them are going to be easy. Andre the Giant versus Ric Flair. This is tough because
This is a hot take, and
I don't think Flair was that good.
I'm going to get canceled by the IWC. I don't care for either of these guys.
Me either. I could go without these guys.
I could recognize how important both were to
100%.
the industry.
I think if the Hogan Slam didn't happen, I probably wouldn't know who Andre was.
There's a chance, yeah.
Really, especially a casual fan.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not, so I probably wouldn't know. But like the casual fan probably wouldn't know who Andre was.
And
Flair's name
gets him. It's the promo for Flair, man. That's what
for
got him
me.
over.
I mean, we talk about titles. That's obviously a major factor here. For me, it's evolution.
Yeah.
Because that's what Flair was for our generation.
Yeah. I mean, he was literally. He was old by the time I started watching wrestling. So,
Yeah. Evolution and the match with Shawn at Mania 24.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm going to go Flair on this one.
Yeah, I'm going to go Flair. I know a lot of people are probably punching the air right now. Like, how could you not love Flair? Sorry.
Yeah, definitely.
Sorry.
He was fine.
He's moving on to round one.
Yeah, he's in round 2. He's better than Ultimate Warrior. Art from the artist here. This is a tough one.
Doesn't matter.
I don't think it matters either. But we're going to go Chris Benoit versus Kurt Angle.
Separating the art from the artist. Sure, Benoit did great things while he was with the company. Nothing compares to Kurt Angle.
I think Kurt's character work and just how pure of a wrestler he was. He doesn't have that many titles. I know neither does Benoit.
But you're talking about draw. You're talking
about draw. The You Suck is a classic chant.
The You Suck chant's still going.
And even if you want to say that Benoit's better in the ring, which I think is extremely close.
I don't think he is.
Even if he is, as soon as you move to character work, it's Kurt.
Benoit had the personality of a brick wall.
Yeah, it moves
Guy
immediately
couldn't talk
to Kurt.
to save his soul.
Yeah,
Let's go, Kurt.
I think Kurt's an easy one on that one. All right, here we go.
Wow.
Now we're getting into the juicy one.
Wow. This is a first round matchup.
I completely randomized the shuffle. So the seeds are totally randomized. Undertaker.
Dude.
Versus Stone Cold Steve Austin.
This is a tough draw.
Unbelievably hard. This is like something you think about like semifinals.
This is going to go against everything I stand for. I got to go Taker.
Wow.
And I am not the Taker guy. And I think even on my own list of my personal favorites, I have Stone Cold probably in the top 5, definitely top 10, and Taker's not in there. But we're talking about longevity. We're talking about draw. We're talking about character work. When was the since Taker and before Taker has there been a character so compelling as Taker?
Yeah, no, I don't know.
You could.
This is so hard.
This is a finals matchup.
Oh,
this is a 1 versus 2.
Yeah.
This is a incredible matchup. Should not be in the first round. This randomized drawing does not know what they're doing.
No.
With that said, someone's got to move on.
I think you're right. I think it has to be The Undertaker.
And this is so sad because Stone Cold probably beats everyone else we've mentioned so far.
Oh, I think easily.
Yeah.
I think easily. But yeah, I think it has to be Taker. Keep in mind, when we pick Taker here, we don't think like Stone Cold isn't a top 5. Like,
right.
This is just how the randomizer did it.
This did it, yeah.
But
and
man,
this isn't even my personal preference because my preference
but when you look at,
is Stone Cold.
You look at, he had the belts, he has the character work. Probably the best big man of all time. Easily. You look at the streak. You look at the Hell in a Cell. It's really hard to beat that resume. It's almost impossible.
You could see Taker winning this whole thing. I'm not saying he will, but there's a world where I see Taker 100%. Winning.
Oh, man, that hurt to do. Randy Orton and Daniel Bryan. I think this is an easy one.
This isn't even close.
No, I don't think it's close.
This is not even... It's Randy.
I threw Daniel Bryan on here. He had probably one of the most memorable runs of all time.
But that's it.
No, but I'm just saying why he's on the list.
Daniel Bryan's great. He is great.
Yeah.
He's not Randy Orton.
He should get in the Hall.
He's not Randy Orton.
But he's not Randy Orton.
And just know, everyone, next round is Taker versus Orton.
Randy.
That's incredible.
That's going to be really tough. Triple H versus... This is a fun one, actually. This is a long-time rivalry one. It's a loading screen. It's Triple H versus Mick Foley. This is another easy one.
It's Triple H.
I think it's easily Triple H.
Yeah, Triple H gets a lot of hate for being Triple H. But if you just look at the body of work for this guy, this is not to say Foley doesn't have a great body of work.
It's great body work, but it's not the same
Triple
caliber.
H is a top 5 wrestler of all time.
Yeah.
It's Triple H.
Triple H.
Moving on.
Sting and John Cena.
When you look at a list like this, and I know we're supposed to be doing this quick. Our goal was to bring you a quick episode. There are so many talented wrestlers.
It's a lot.
Historically.
And there's going to be a lot I leave off of this.
Yeah. There are so many good wrestlers. Great wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
Cena is one of the best of all time.
Yeah.
And say what you want about Sting, WCW, WWE is short stint here, whatever. Cena.
I think it's Cena. Cena carried the company for a decade.
Cena's, yeah.
A decade.
A literal decade.
And Sting's a legend, all-timer. But
but
it's
he's not Cena.
Seth Rollins versus Rey Mysterio. This one is a lot harder than I think it looks on the surface.
Today's Rey Mysterio is not the Rey Mysterio that's on this list.
No, this is 2006 Rey Mysterio.
This is Rey Mysterio when he was beating Big Show, when he was beating everyone.
Winning the Royal Rumble, beating Randy and Kurt. This is hard. This is deceivingly hard.
For me, it's still Seth Rollins.
I think it's still Seth. I think Rey was very good in the ring. I don't think Rey ever had the character that Seth does.
He can't do the mic work Seth does. He hasn't transformed like Seth has.
Yeah.
Seth has had so many different iterations.
Rey's been Rey. And Rey is great. But Rey's been Rey.
But he's not Seth Rollins.
I think he probably has less titles.
The heist of the century.
Yeah.
I mean, and I know you can't just do one moment, but it's more than one moment for Seth.
But definitely, I know a lot of people are going to be like, Rey. Rey deserves to be on this list.
Rey's an all-time great.
100%.
If you don't agree, go watch some old school Rey. Seriously.
Well, I mean, unfortunate draw for The Miz here, but The Miz versus Brock Lesnar.
Dude, both of these guys deserve to be in this conversation.
I think Miz is going to be a shocking one for a lot of people.
Miz is so overlooked and underappreciated. Not better than Brock.
No, he's not Brock.
but he's overlooked and underappreciated.
We're going to go Brock on this one.
We're going to go Brock. Yeah, next matchup for Brock is intense.
Ooh. Charlotte Flair versus Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Ooh.
Is Charlotte our only woman?
No, I put one more.
Okay.
You can't.
I can't.
You want to, but you can't.
It's The Rock.
It has to be The Rock.
It is The Rock.
It's so unfortunate for Charlotte.
It is The Rock. But I want to just say, Charlotte is the greatest woman of all.
Charlotte would have beat a lot of people we went through already.
Charlotte would have moved on in a few of these other matches.
In a handful.
She would have beat Rick. I tell you that.
Probably would have beat Rick.
Would have beat Rick.
Would have beat Rick.
But she's not beating Dwayne The Rock.
Rock transcended WWE.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a tough one. That's a bad draw.
That is...
Bret the Hitman versus Roddy Piper.
Dude, it's Hitman.
Yeah, I think
all
it's
day, every day.
Bret's
not
Bret.
that Piper isn't an all-time.
I go Piper. Bret's good. No.
But Bret is, yeah, he's the man.
One of the greats.
Absolutely.
Interesting one here. Eddie versus Hulk Hogan.
All right. The modern fan is going to say Eddie. The modern fan is wrong. Hogan.
When you look at the criteria we listed,
there
has to be Hogan. The character,
Hogan is on the Mount Rushmore of professional wrestling. You like the person, you hate the person, doesn't matter. There is no WWE, there is no WCW, there's no AEW, there's nothing
without Hogan.
It's Hogan.
And Eddie probably beats him. I'm not saying Eddie beats him in in-ring talent by a mile.
Yes.
But
no debate from me.
The problem is it's in-ring talent for them, and then when you look at every other category, it's like this.
And it's also Eddie the character is fun and
very good, but it wasn't transcending like the Hulkster.
Hogan was a mainstream media pop star.
Yeah,
still
he was entertainment.
People are still doing Hulkamaniac.
Ricky Steamboat versus Roman Reigns when it loads, but we'll talk about it.
Dude, Ricky's damn good.
Damn good. The character work, I think, is a problem.
It's Roman Reigns.
I think it's Roman.
A lot of classic purists are going to be mad about this one, but
it's time to start appreciating the Tribal Chief.
It's time to start acknowledging the work he's doing.
Here's our last one. Here's our last woman. Trish versus Dusty.
Man, this is a tough draw for Trish, too.
Yeah, it is.
The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, man. Yeah. It's got to be.
It has to be Dusty.
Son of a plumber.
It is tough. Because Trish was good. Trish was before her time.
You talk about a draw.
Yeah.
Trish.
But Dusty
for the impact on wrestling. Can I even say that though? For the impact on wrestling, because Trish.
I think
Trish made the divas, made the women's division.
The women's division isn't anything without Trish and Lita. It doesn't exist. It's the same kind of. I'm gonna just call it what it was. The same sexist stuff that it was back in the day.
This is an incredibly challenging one. I think I'm gonna stick with my gut. I think.
All right.
But no, you could. If you say Trish, I'm not going to fight you. I'll stand with you on this one. Doesn't matter who it is; they're both losing next round.
Yeah,
but
it's really hard.
Yeah,
it's really hard.
I'm
gonna say Trish.
Let's give her it. Yeah,
I'm gonna give it to Trish.
Let's give it.
I'm gonna give it to Trish.
Absolutely.
Shout out Dusty. Trish. Wow.
It's Shawn Michaels. It's Shawn Michaels. It's universally accepted as the greatest wrestler of all time. It's Shawn Michaels.
What's funny is I think the draw, our fourth credential, is the only thing that Shawn gets him. That Shawn beats him. I don't think AJ necessarily beats him in any of the other ones, but I think it's 1A, 1B, and a lot of other categories.
I think we are overlooking how phenomenal, no pun intended, Shawn used to be. AJ, an all-time guy.
Yeah. I'm not arguing against Shawn. It's definitely Shawn. But I think the categories are very, very close until you get to draw.
I don't know if it's as close. And I love AJ Styles, and I think he's
damn good.
Damn good. Top 15 probably. But from 1 or 2 to 15 is a pretty big gap.
No, you're right.
So I don't know. I'm going Shawn Michaels.
There we go.
This is another one that could be the finals matchup. Or a semi-finals matchup.
This is really hard.
I'm
going to do it. I'm just going to...
Kurt Angle said it.
I think it's Jericho.
I think it's Jericho. Kurt Angle has since called Jericho the greatest of all time. Better than
Jericho
Shawn.
Was damn good, man. Jericho also understood the business so much.
I mean, so does Edge.
So
does Edge.
The problem was, though,
these guys are both at the top of, my list of all-time guys.
I agree. But, in the middle of Edge's career, he was
cut short.
One, it was cut short. 2, Edge was always one of the guys. I don't know if Edge was really ever the guy. And you could say the same for Jericho.
Big Gold would tell you differently. He was Big Gold.
I don't. It's hard. It's really hard.
This is terrible, and this is why people, when you debate the greatest of all time, you can catch yourself saying a million people.
Yeah.
Like there are 10 guys on here that I could be like, that's the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
That's the greatest of all time. But there's only one.
Yeah.
And for this program, for this exercise, Jericho's moving on.
I think Jericho was better in the ring than Edge was. I think he had more memorable characters. I think you have to go Jericho. It's hard, but you have to go Jericho.
Yeah, I don't hate it. It hurts me to send him packing, but
I feel like this is an easy one.
For my personal preference,
I think so,
but
too.
I don't know if that's right based on what we said the criteria is.
I mean, other than titles, I think Kurt's. The problem is they're 2-2. I think
we gave criteria.
You know what's
part of the criteria is character.
If we follow criteria, it has to be Rick.
It's Rick.
Okay, that's fair, and that's just the criteria we gave. That's what we gave.
I'm going with Rick.
Yeah,
I don't love it. I'm not a Rick guy,
but it has to be Rick. Here we go. Another finals matchup here.
This one's not right. This one's even because at least for Stone Cold, I justified the criteria, right? The same criteria apply for Randy.
Yeah.
He's been doing it just as long. Just
as long.
More titles.
More titles.
Mic work, better.
More titles, yes.
Better mic work than Taker.
Okay. We'll give him mic work. Character, Taker. In ring.
Probably Randy.
Is it?
Probably. But not by a lot.
By a smidgen. By a lot.
Dude, I'll let you take this one.
No, come on. What do you mean? Just let me. You're just gonna throw me under the bus?
Because I think it's Randy. I really do, but it's not easy. This could be the winner of the whole tournament.
Yeah, this could be the deciding one.
This could be the winner of the whole tournament versus the next one, who could be the winner of the whole tournament.
You think it's Randy?
I think so. Convince me otherwise, though. Besides all the stuff we already spoke about.
Everything we already said, though, the streak, Hell in a Cell, the Ministry of Darkness, Brothers of Destruction,
Evolution, the Legend Killer,
Legacy.
The Viper.
Oh man, this is the problem with these arguments.
The WWE, when they have their guys, they've had their guys. I guess it's got. You know what? It's just got to be Taker. I guess.
I feel like it has to. I hate doing it. I absolutely hate it. Oh man,
that really hurts.
And
me.
Here we go, right back.
I love Triple H. I really do, and everything he's done from freaking being DX'd, like.
Let's think about this.
Evolution.
Let's think about this for real.
To authority.
This is the hardest one I think we have had to do.
Yeah.
Because I want to go Triple H. Titles, not that different.
No, 1 or 2.
It's 3.
Oh, 14 to 7.
Is he at 14?
I think Triple H.
That's 2. Okay. Who is better in the ring? Undetermined?
It's really not as obvious as people think. Everyone wants to say Cena's not really a good wrestler.
No,
Cena was a good wrestler.
Cena was a good wrestler.
Triple H had more moves
Triple
until
H
he kept getting hurt.
By far the better character. The character, not the mic work, the character.
He had more characters.
I think they were all better. Because, look, Cena's character wasn't compelling. Hustle, Loyalty, Respect isn't compelling. He made it compelling. And I know that's kind of the same thing.
I don't know.
The problem is you talk about draw.
Yeah.
And why I want to go Triple H. Titles. Ring work is close. Mic work.
And you talk about a draw.
It's Cena.
It's Cena. Gotta be.
I don't think the mic work is as far away for Triple H as people think it is.
No, Triple H was fantastic.
Oh, boy. I don't like it. But it's this one. It's Brock. It is. I love Seth, but it's Brock.
I think in another 2 years, it probably switches. Because Seth is still going at the top of his game.
But I think
at the moment, I think it's Brock.
10 titles.
Brock came back and is somehow more entertaining.
He has 10 titles.
I know. And Seth has what, 2?
4.
3? Yeah.
3 or 4.
Yeah.
Damn. That's a hard one.
And I love Seth.
I do love Seth.
Talent-wise, Seth is probably
better.
5 all time.
Yeah.
So I'd probably...
All right. We're rocking. Yeah, I think it's Rock, too. I mean, Brett might have been the best we've ever seen in a ring. maybe.
The best there is, the best there was, the best there ever
But
will
when
be.
we talk about the criteria, it's The Rock.
Yeah. And that's...
What's funny about this...
It was a quick selection.
But it wasn't as far away.
Yeah,
it
sounds dismissive.
It was a definitive, just not quick, I would say.
It's not dismissive. Because Brett
what's funny about this, like this criteria is... Change the criteria slightly, and there's a whole different bracket.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You put more emphasis on in-ring performance, and all of a sudden...
Hogan and Roman.
Dude, it's for the same reason as it was last round. It's got to be Hogan.
Has to be Hogan.
And Roman, again, 2 years. Who knows?
Maybe different.
Because Roman is doing something.
At the end of this run, maybe we have a different answer.
When it's all said and done and Roman retires, who knows? Because Roman is doing incredible
work.
But
Now it's Hogan.
Yeah.
Bad draw.
Tough draw for her.
Tough draw.
We gave her one over Dusty, mostly because we
can't
knew
do that one.
Sean was coming.
That's just a tough draw.
Yeah, Sean. All right.
I don't know why it doesn't like to submit that. There we go.
Okay. So
Jericho and Flair.
This is where I have to draw the line. You can't do the promo and the Mount Rushmore anymore. It's Jericho.
Wow.
Because
so we're throwing the criteria out the window.
No, the criteria still applies. And
smokes him in belts, smokes him in draws.
I don't think Jericho even gets close on in-ring work. I think Jericho blows him out on in-ring.
I think that's the only thing he blows him out on, though.
Promo character work, Jericho's right there.
Right there.
Draw, he's right there.
Okay.
It's I don't know.
I'll back you on this one. I don't 100% agree, but I'll back you on this.
You think Flair should move on? And be honest, because if you think the criteria is so favorable,
the problem is the belts is so much in Flair's favor, but I think the in-ring is so much in Jericho's favor.
Yeah.
And the rest are so close.
Yeah. And I think Flair was always Ric Flair.
Yeah.
He played the character great.
Yeah, but he was always Ric Flair.
Jericho played 30 different guys.
All right. I'll back you on this one.
Where this is ending up.
This is hard.
Every matchup with Taker could have lost so far.
Yeah.
This one is not an exception. I want to give it to Cena. I really do. I just cannot.
You can't.
I cannot.
You can't. Man, this is tough. I think Taker was... we've said before, Cena was underrated in-ring talent.
Yeah.
Taker was much better in the ring.
Yes. Taker is sometimes forgotten about for how good he is as an actual wrestler because of the allure
how much of the
Taker.
Persona, the character.
It's just we're here to
aura.
See Taker. Yeah, but excluding some of those when he got old and just forced himself to keep wrestling, like the Roman match, excluding that, Goldberg.
I think the problem going up against Taker, especially someone like Cena, is non-WWE fans wouldn't tune in for Cena. Especially in a pay-per-view setting. People would buy, and this is before the network, people would buy WrestleMania to watch the streak.
Yeah, that's true.
It's hard to come to beat that.
Every round we have given another reason why Taker is so impressive.
Yeah, every new round.
Yeah. Next, the semifinals are going to be insane.
Yeah, nuts.
This is a lot closer than
people
probably want to admit.
It is.
Longevity?
It's Brock.
Draw?
It's Rock. It's close. It's closer than people think, but it's Rock.
Dude, I don't know.
It is.
And maybe it's because Rock's been gone for so long.
Yeah.
But Brock is mega
like I said,
draw.
it's closer than a lot of people would like to admit.
But even with that being so close, in-ring performance very close also. Because, granted, Rock was fun and entertaining, but he didn't do anything Brock doesn't do.
No.
But
when you get to that character portion,
the mic work and the character,
he just gets outclassed.
And titles are close. Rock is probably
Brock's beating him, not blowing him out. Rock had a handful. Rock had probably 6 to 8,
which is nothing to scoff at.
Not at all. But it is Rock.
Rock is moving on.
Yeah.
Now we got a freaking Mount Rushmore matchup right here.
Yeah. He's hard. This one's. Anything after the first round has been really tough.
Promo about the same. It's just, at what point are you no longer giving Hogan the credit for just saying the same thing?
Yeah.
Shawn more character.
Yep.
Hollywood Hogan and Hulkamania were his two characters, right?
Yeah.
Shawn was the Heartbreak Kid. He was in DX.
Yeah.
He was the godsend.
The Click.
Yeah, the Click. He came back, as found Jesus. Performance in ring, it's not close.
Not remotely.
Not even close. It's head and shoulders.
Draw is Hogan.
Yeah, so it's which criteria weigh more heavily.
Yeah. Belts is probably about the same.
I think I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing I kind of did with Flair. And I'm going Shawn.
I'm also going Shawn. Because at the end of the day, this criteria is so close for both of them.
These are.
And my thought now is, if you gave me a list of every single match from both these guys and said, we're going to randomize and you have to sit through the whole match, I'm picking Shawn's list.
Yeah, because I'll watch.
I'd rather watch a Shawn match. I'd rather watch any Shawn match.
Yeah. Good. And here we go.
I think you have to go Taker. Jericho's damn good. You want to go Jericho? Do any of these guys? I don't think it was crazy.
So
I don't think Jericho has a better claim than anyone Taker already beat.
No, you're probably right. This is probably the easiest of.
Think about
based on the criteria
who Taker's went through so far.
Yeah,
Stone Cold, Randy Orton, John Cena.
Yeah,
I feel like all three of those guys probably beat Jericho. Maybe not Cena. I think the other two
Cena
definitely
beats him too.
Then I think all of them easily do.
Yeah.
So I think you have to go Taker.
Yeah.
And this is not like we said, this is a quick decision.
But it's not dismissive.
It's not dismissive at all. Especially the people we've had Jericho beat.
In-ring, character, mic work. Mic work favors Jericho. I don't know by how much.
I think everything is so close until you get to the draw.
Yeah,
That's the problem.
Draw
just favors Taker. And honestly, this is a whole different conversation if the streak never happened.
Yeah, you're right, but it
But it did.
So,
Rock and Shawn.
This one's Shawn. I think The Rock finally loses.
That's that definitively?
I'm just saying.
I'm going to give character and Mike to Rock.
I don't think so.
I think it's barely, but I think it's there.
Mike, maybe.
In ring is definitely Shawn.
Definitely Shawn.
Draw, probably The Rock slightly.
But then by that, you're giving it to The Rock. You think The Rock?
Yeah, I guess, right?
I don't know.
But if you asked me, if you walked up to me on the street and said, "Who's better, Rock or Shawn?" I'm telling you, Shawn.
Right, but if you ask me to break down, it's what do you weigh heavier? Because obviously in-ring ability, it's not even close.
Yeah.
Rock was fine, he was good, but he wasn't.
Yeah, it's kind of like the UFC problem. If I win 3 rounds, 10-9, 10-9, 10-9, but I lose, I noticed you can't do this, but 13-7, does that matter more?
If I got screwed out of a full,
I like Shawn on this.
You change your mind?
Yeah.
Now you kind of did a good job convincing me.
Think about it though, the Rockers.
He
DX.
did everything.
He's done everything. Everything there is to do, Shawn's done. Number 1 Royal Rumble winner.
Yeah.
Not the first, but from number 1.
Yeah. I know.
WrestleManias, titles.
He is Mr. WrestleMania. Yeah. He wasn't even winning. He was still Mr. WrestleMania.
He was still Mr. WrestleMania.
He has what's referred to as the greatest match of all time.
Yeah.
His character, people love Shawn. He's still people are still doing the Heartbreak Kid. People are still doing Suck It.
Yeah.
Nobody's really doing if you're some very rarely.
Yeah. I like Shawn.
Yeah. And
here we go.
This can go either way.
Yeah, this is tough. This is really tough.
This is his toughest matchup yet for Taker. And I could be convinced that this is where it ends.
It's hard. It's really, really hard.
Dude, this was a lot harder than I thought it would be.
No, this is very difficult.
Yeah.
There's a lot of tremendous talent.
WWE has a ton of all-time guys. And if we did this thing again tomorrow, might have a different result.
What's crazy, too, is probably all of them, or most of them on this list, around about the same time, which is nuts.
They've at least all interacted.
How crazy is that?
Which
during their careers, though, a lot of them.
Yeah, so you had...
other than Cena and the newer
and Steamboat.
Cena kind of but Cena is kind of the start of the newer gen.
Yeah.
But the rest of them Shawn, Taker, Randy.
Who are the ones that missed really? Seth and Roman. Those are the only two that really missed.
Yeah.
Miz maybe, yeah. Boy,
Is Taker the best of all time?
We got to make a stance on something.
Yeah. And stand by it for as long as this podcast. No, I'm just playing.
I mean, these guys. I mean, Taker wasn't even on my top 10.
Yeah, but he's
like personal.
When you really start to break it down.
I know,
you could also recognize the talent and not like him.
I'm being
like
objective,
Cena.
yeah.
Like I don't love Cena.
But
Cena's will never be on my top 10 list, but I can understand what he's brought to the company.
Oh boy, you thinking it's Taker?
I feel like it has to be. Unfortunate. It's not
unfortunately.
It's unfortunate for Shawn, but like I think it has to be Taker.
Shawn is the greatest wrestler of all time. I don't like him and Jericho are right there, but I think
with our criteria,
which is titles, which is draw, which is character, and Mike,
it might have to be Taker.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay,
let's go with Taker. And when you guys are watching this, if you think like we screwed up, we missed something, we overlooked something, you obviously let us know and you tell us,
please, because this was fun.
This was fun.
This is cool.
Yeah. So you guys like the content?
Definitely let us know your thoughts.
Yeah,
I would love to know what you guys think about this.
Yeah, let us know where we went wrong.
Yeah, there's a certain matchup and you're like, no way. Yeah. Definitely tell us about that. Tell us who you think would be number one.
Yeah. Like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah.
Tell a friend. Tell a friend.
All right, guys.
Follow us on the socials.
Yep. Socials, everything in the description. Everything you need to know.
@wrestled_pod, Instagram and Twitter.
All right, guys.
Thanks for hanging out.
Peace.